Well, Nana's still... Oh, there's a lion. Is there a lion? I thought I heard something far away. Like a contact call. But if they have picked up the scent of the Avoca males, they are going to be on high alert to any other lions that are moving through the area. There we go, big yawn. Oh, a trio of yawns. Very nice. Who's that? Is that Mfumo in the middle? With that very swollen face? I actually can't tell the difference between them anymore. Is it? Or is that Tinyo? No, that looks like Mfumo. Hey, what do you think, Darby? You're going to all have to help me, everybody, but you're better at identifying the animals than I am. Like I said, I've not been here for a very long time and have forgotten these cats and what they look like. Hashtag SafariLIVE, but definitely Nena closest to us. Perhaps Nsuku at the back? No, that lion looks like it's got a chip on its ear. I also think it's Nsuku. Lou thinks it's Nsuku. Listen to me, Nsuku. Said like a terrible South African. But again, these boys look so different. They all have definitely got a few more scars on their face since I last saw them, which is, of course, normal, considering that they've been roaming around out of their home turf. What is wrong with my English? Yeah, that's Nsuku. Those eyes don't lie. Golden eyes. And then I think it's Mfumo. Maybe it's Tinyo that's not here. It's quite interesting, but we'll wait for confirmation from all of you. Lion IDing experts. I don't want to mess it up. So it couldn't have been anything too serious, because we saw how they put their heads back down very quickly, and I think they're going to wake up soon. Let's hope that they just keep moving further south and not north or east. Now, something that I've never seen, of course, is different coalitions of lions joining up with one another, except two single lions. And Paula, you've asked us that. Have I ever seen something like that? I haven't, but we can pass it on to Brent and Tristan, who have also been guiding for an exceptionally long time and worked in a variety of different areas. The only time I've ever seen it was when two older male lions on their own, each on their own, joined up, Freddie and Solo, which were both lions that sort of came from Kruger and popped into the Sabi Sand, the southwestern corner around there. So those are the only two, but they sort of came together as retirement. They weren't actively going out, marking, defending territories and mating with females. They're just sort of trying to stay alive and to keep out of the way of the younger upstarts, because, of course, they would love to beat down on some old male lions. Probably be good for their ego, not so good for the older boys, and they were old males. So that's the only other time I've seen it, but otherwise, no, I haven't seen it before. It does occasionally happen, though. Again, Brent had a sighting where a single male lion in Kenya tried to join a coalition, but it didn't work. They denied him and actually had a big scrap with him. He was lucky to get away with the scratches that he had. It's quite interesting, but I'm sure it depends on the circumstances, but things like that can indeed happen. Like I said, I'm not surprised by anything that happens in the bush anymore. Not surprised. It's so crazy how things can sort of happen here. There's a big roll. Now, big stretches. These boys obviously chomped down on a buffalo this morning. Must have been a small one that they caught, because they barely seem to have subsided substantially since we last saw them. And Elizabeth, you've just asked if these cats will ever eat other cats. I've never seen lions doing it before. They're not typically cannibalistic, so they don't necessarily eat other lions. I suppose out of pure desperation, if they're starving, they might eat a leopard if they catch one. What I have seen, though, is a documentary, and I can't remember what it was called, where a very old male lion, a very sad story, I've told this story to you before, actually goes out and catches a sleeping hyena and then eats the hyena, which he was actually just purely desperate. He was starving to death. And then a few days later, he came across a buffalo that was stuck in the mud, and he desperately tried to kill it, but he was just so weak that he couldn't even tear through the hide of that buffalo. So his days had come and gone. It was quite sad and quite ironic that the two of them died together in the same mud wallow. Prey and predator. It was quite hectic. It was one of an old documentary. I don't think it was Eternal Enemies. I don't know what it was. It was from a long, long, long time ago. So I've never seen anything like that. But again, when desperation comes around, these animals are not going to say no just because the book says that I don't do it.